There's no arguing about it, I said to my wife. We were 2 years into our remodel and out of our savings, and I was feeling robbed. You've got the bait and switch appliance salesman, I said to her, and you've got that contractor, the one with the con man's way of talking us into extras and out of checks. I said this remodeling game, it's full of criminals. I mean, except the homeowner, right? I mean, how often is the homeowner the outlaw? Which is why I was so surprised when a couple of cops rattled me out of bed at 3 in the morning with a warrant for my arrest. My wife, she woke up too, came down the stairs. This is highly irregular, she said. Let me see the warrant. One of the officers handed her the paper. She glanced at it, looked back at the cop. She said, I have no idea what this means. The cop said, yeah, me neither. Never seen that code before. She looked at me as if to say, boy, you've really done it this time. The cop slapped on the cuffs, and off I went. Truth be told, I thought it was all a mix-up, that they had the wrong guy. But it wasn't, and they didn't. And before long, I was sitting in a cell. A parole-violating ex-con on this side of me, a guy wanted for armed robbery on this side. Finally, a sergeant came by and said,
So what's the charge?
Don't you know?
Oh, wise guy, huh?
And reached for the paperwork. Then he said, I never seen this code before. Gotta look it up. He flipped through this book he had in his hand, a code book. Stopped on a page. He said,
Oh, you're a hard case.
And he gave me a cold stare. And he said, littering. You put trash in someone's dumpster, never paid the fine. The robbery suspect and the ex-con, they both gave me dirty looks.
That's disgusting.
It was another 4 hours before I made bail and finally got home to find my loving wife fast asleep. Weren't you even worried about me, I shouted. I'm getting pinched by the 5-0, spending the night with perps in the big house, and you're on the outside under a down comforter sawing logs. Why are you talking like that, she asked. Besides, she said, I looked up the code online. When I saw it was a fine for putting stuff into a dumpster, I figured it was a mistake. You only take stuff out of dumpsters. That's what you need to be arrested for. It's true. I do like to garbage pick, but this time the coppers had me dead to rights. I had put trash in a dumpster. An OJ container, eggshells, yesterday's junk mail. It was a dumpster right in front of my house. It was full of debris from the demo my contractor was doing in my basement. Unfortunately for me, the permit for the dumpster I paid for, it was in the contractor's name. The junk mail wasn't. And some Barney Fife on the prowl saw the discrepancy and wrote a summons, and the rest, well, the rest is now legend. Like Billy the Kid, or Pretty Boy Floyd, or Bonnie and Clyde, you know, with me as Clyde. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Speaking of stories, what about you? Do you have a tale of home improvement gone wrong? A yarn about some miscarriage of remodeling justice? We at This Old House, well, we'd love to hear about them. And we'll put the best of them in our upcoming reader-created issue. Drop me a note at scott@thisoldhouse.com and tell me all about it. The reader-created issue? That's one of 10 great issues This Old House does every year. Every single one of them packed with good stories, great advice, good ideas, lots of inspiration. Everything you need to make your house a better home.